Welcome to this episode of ISV Talks. I'm Carol Livingston of Dynamics Connections and your host of ISV Talks. And on this episode, we have Jeff back from Liaison Software. Jeff, you've been on our podcast before, so welcome back.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Glad to be back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to our conversation, finding out what's new and what's happening at Liaison. First, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background history, how long you've been in the channel?
Okay, well, my name is Jeff Evenson. I'm the president of Liaison. I started the company back in 1991. Actually, it's been around for a while. We first started off with working with accounting systems called Platinum for Windows that was owned by Epicor, I believe. Then they sold it to State of the Art. And
Mhm.
around 1999, I developed a product called Liaison Messenger, and it was released first for Platinum for Windows. Originally, before the Liaison Messenger, I had a product called Liaison Contact Manager, and later we called it Liaison CRM. That came out in 1993, and that integrated with Platinum for Windows and Platinum for DOS. In fact, there's a funny thing. Liaison was the first cross-platform contact management system released. You could run simultaneously on a network Liaison through Windows 3.1 or on DOS. And then we later
Okay.
evolved to everything was in Windows. And then in 2001, we got involved with Dynamics GP. It was really called Great Plains back then. And we also got involved with Solomon 4 and then became a part of the
Okay.
Microsoft ecosystem as they started buying up everything. And we came along
Yeah,
with it.
they did. GP was the first, though.
Yes,
It
yes, yes, it
started the
was.
whole thing for Microsoft.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, you did go over the history. Let's kind of go into the products. So, I know you are expanding the product line, but tell us kind of the basic description of the products for Dynamics and other ERPs.
Sure. So Liaison Messenger is a document delivery system. It focuses on printing, but also emailing and attaching documents and actually calling other report writers and creating an entire workflow automation from sending documents. So it works with GP, SL, BC or Business Central, F&O. It also works outside of the Microsoft ecosystem with Intact, Acumatica, NetSuite, X3.
Wow.
It works for many different packages. And why we say we call, if you can print it, you can EDD it. That's our slogan. Because we have a virtual print driver, and all you do is print from your ERP system
Sure.
to our print driver. It captures the output, and then it runs through the server that's running in-house and then sends the forms out, assembles forms, assembles documents. It'll take statements, attach all the outstanding invoices to the statement, email them out and batch. And then also printing to any printer that's attached to the network. Messenger acts as a print agent and sends it to all the different printers.
Yeah, because some people still need to print that document and have it.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and that's one of the things that people are looking at also is that when they move to
Yeah.
the cloud, you're on a completely different network. So your printers are no
Right.
longer there, so they have to get to a subscription like Universal Print or things like that. But
Yeah.
Messenger will run on your server in your office or in your building where all your printers are located. But the documents from Business Central still get to our print agent, and we can send print jobs to all the different printers simultaneously. So
Oh,
if you have bills of
yeah.
lading that need to get out to the shipping department, if you have MSDS reports that need to get out to the shipping and then assembled into a packet, we can do that. And while you're
Yeah.
emailing the invoices. So it does
Yeah. Yeah.
multiple methods of distribution in one print job.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes neat. It makes sense that there's still a need for printing that physical document
Mhm.
to a local printer. So it's
Printers and
great
paper
that,
ain't going to go away.
yeah,
Even though
that's
people are
a good
trying to
point.
make it go away, it ain't going
I
away.
know we're trying, but it's still needed. Great. Well, what industries do you tend to work with in this space?
We're pretty horizontal. We work
Okay.
with elevator manufacturers, we work with distributors, we work with healthcare companies. One of the things that people have in healthcare, of course, you got HIPAA regulations. So a lot of healthcare industries use our software because we can encrypt documents. So if there's patient information on certain
Oh,
things, we do an encryption and we do
yeah.
like a two-factor authentication. So we'll send an encrypted document to the recipients out of Messenger, but we'll also ping their telephone with an ID code so that only that person who's receiving it can open it up. So we
Right.
maintain that
Oh,
security.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really clever. I really
People
like
look
that.
at
I didn't know
Messenger and
that.
they just think we're a glorified email. Yeah,
Oh,
we do a lot of different things. A lot of different things. We can call
right.
an SSRS report. We can call a crystal report. We can send documents. Let's say you can set up a daisy chain so you're printing your invoices, and then it says, "Oh, okay. Well, I need to have a certificate of origin." Well, Messenger can call your SSRS report, generate that certificate of origin, attach it onto the back of that invoice, and it was never pre-printed. We're printing it on the fly, attaching it, and then sending it off to the recipient.
Yeah, nice. So, yeah, I always feel like when customers need to attach additional documents, it's always like awkward to find a way to add those T's and C's or the safety sheets or whatever.
Right. Liaison Messenger's on-prem, and we also have an API so that, like for our Business Central customers, you can create automation scripts where Liaison Messenger prints something, but then it also calls Power Automate and sends
Oh,
information through a JSON file to Power Automate. Power Automate will then trigger and do its thing, whatever the user had scripted, and
mm-hmm.
it'll send a request back to Messenger, says the job is done, and Messenger continues on to the next item to send. So
Oh,
it's a workflow script, and all you did to start it was printed something from your printer and set off a whole daisy chain of events.
and I think that's the nice thing too, is you're not having to retrain the staff, right? They're
Yeah.
using the print processes they already use.
You
It's
just
just
print the
doing
way that you
some,
always have. Yeah. But you build the
yeah,
logic into the messenger scripts
right,
and do really anything.
right.
And I think the
That's,
data on the form itself, so you might not have, some customers might want to have it emailed, but some might want to have it printed. And
yeah,
Messenger can inspect the data on the form and say, oh, okay, well, this thing is a payable on demand type of thing. We need to send this person a credit application so they don't have to keep on,
yeah.
paying on. They can set up terms so Messenger can attach other documents. The end user doesn't have to know anything about it. All they're doing is printing
Yeah,
documents, and the
it's
IT
just
department will
following
set it
the
up.
rules,
Yeah,
yeah, that are
yeah,
set up. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, just talk about an automation and process improvements, right? People are looking for every day.
right.
Got out those clicks. What are some of the new things, Jeff, that you're looking to introduce or are introducing to
Yeah,
the
we're
marketplace?
we're really excited about this. So about 8 months ago, we started developing our first Business Central actual application app. It was written in AL code. It's pure Business Central, and
Yeah.
it's called one is called Liaison Central. The other one is called Liaison Unispan. Liaison Central is a unified planner. So let's say, for example, instead of Business Central, if you wanted to look at your user tasks or to-do tasks, or opportunities, or if you're an approver and approve workflows, well, you have to go to different pages. Messenger Liaison
Oh,
Central is one unified, it almost looks like Outlook's calendar, but you can list every single one of your items and it's all unified in one workspace. And from that workspace, you
wow.
can click on an opportunity, you can click on a quote, you can click on an approval and approve it. Depending upon what your rights are or your permissions are inside of Business Central, you have one interface that you can actually perform your entire day in. You can create shortcuts to any business report, any Business
Yeah.
Central page directly from within Liaison's Central's Unified Planner. So that's coming out, and that's going to be available in through the marketplace to Microsoft. It's actually a Microsoft transaction, a Microsoft offer. So you'd call us for demos, but you can also download a 30-day trial. But the transaction's handled through
Yeah.
Microsoft. And then we have another product, and this one really is close to my heart. It's Liaison Unispan. And as I talked about earlier in this podcast, our first program was Liaison Contact Manager. And it
Oh,
was an interface with, you're looking at the customer, and below it are tabs, a tabbed interface that you have access to all of your orders, all of your invoices, a diary of notes time-stamped, history of all the conversations that are going by. So we have actually brought that back to life for the Business Central market. And it's called Liaison Unispan. And now we're not competing against the CRM. We're not competing against the CE. This is an enhancement for anybody in the company to have a unified workspace that when we say our motto in this program is called 2 clicks to anywhere in BC. You can use an interface in our Liaison Unispan interface. Within 2 clicks, you can open orders, you can run
wow.
statements, you can apply cash. and it's all from with
Yeah.
one workspace, and it works with your existing role center. So you don't have to change role centers. You don't have to change anything. In fact, you can have, if you're into opening sales orders or invoices, it'll work for you. But if your role is in purchasing, it becomes a purchasing center so that you have everything for your vendors, for inventory items.
Yeah.
We have this
Oh,
feature called
wow.
Make My Day. You click on the button and it tells you, oh, these invoices won't be able to ship next week because you have items A, B, and C are short in inventory and you don't have enough on order to replenish it. So these orders might not ship. So we have different alerts in the system that will help a person do their job a little bit better, but it's all Business Central's data. We're not creating data, we're bringing data to you to
Hmm.
react on. So Unispan works as an integrated workplace. When you install it, it looks like, think of your customer card file, for example. So with your,
Hmm.
and it's got, you got your fact box on the side, you have all these different links and things. What Messenger does, it broadens that. And it isn't for the customers, it's for customers, it's for contacts. In Business Central, they had a little, it's a little confusing. So they have on one side, they have the contacts company and the contacts person. On the
Right.
other, the accounting side, you have the entity. They're still the same customer. So let's say Relic Cloud inside
Um,
of your test data for Coronis. You have, it's their customer ID is 5,000, like 50000. Well, they also have a similar contact number that's associated. So what Unispan is doing is it's bridging it. So you have in one interface, you can look at all of the contact information, all of the notes, all of the opportunities, including all of the open orders, open invoices. It's all blended into one screen. So all of your contact
wow.
companies and contact persons are the
Yeah.
same level as the accounting entity, the customer card, and is blended together in one. So you don't have to look around. So a good example is notes. You can enter
Yeah.
in notes or comments on the customer card. You can enter notes on a contact within a company. You can put notes on a company. Well, they're everywhere. Well, with the Unispan, they're all on one list. There's a tab, and you can see all the notes for the
Yeah.
entire organization, whether it's in a contact, and it's all in one, and it tells you the source of where it's coming from, all your interactions that you had, all of your opportunities, all of the
Right.
quotes, they're all unified on a simple tabs below the screen. We'd
Yeah.
love to have you call us, give us a call. We'll give you a demo of it. It's hard to explain verbally, but
Yeah.
it is really, really
I
cool
guess the
interface.
concept is, all of that data exists. It's just in multiple windows. So if you know
Yeah.
what window to find it, that's great. But close windows to find all
Well,
that data.
it's also user definable. We have this thing called slide kick, and the slide kick comes
Oh,
out from the side, and you can create links of all your favorite pages and all your favorite reports in Business Central. So it's in
right.
one list. Just click on. So that's why we're saying 2 clicks to get to anywhere in Business Central. Your interface is your interface, and
Yeah. And it sounds like it kind of gives you that view, that relationship. So it could be a vendor, it could be a customer, it
could be a
doesn't have to
prospect.
be. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty awesome. And like, what kind of challenges do you think this solves for businesses?
Well, one of the things is training. If
Wow.
you have a person in front of a Liaison Unispan, you can have it basically set up so they don't have to hit Alt Q and type this thing to find my orders or find my ledger entries or find my where do I apply cash. Everything is right there on the screen, right there. You click on the actual link and it's all within one unified thing. It's not a whole bunch
Yeah.
of hyperlinks spread out on your role center. It's all unified in one application. And and then when you just close it down, or you could click over and take a look at inventory items. So when you're talking to a customer, you're talking to a vendor, you're talking to anything, everything regarding that customer or that vendor or that prospect or just the generic contact is right in front of you. You have at least 14 different types of data points that you can pull in right on that one workspace. It's a unified workspace. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's awesome. So, yeah, and so you discovered this was a need in Business Central. It wasn't really being filled by other
yeah, well,
solutions
Business
or
Central is a great product, but
yeah.
it's so vast. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's mind numbing how many different things they have. So what we're trying to do is bring all this beautiful data together in one easy to use workspace, and
Yeah.
and that's what we think we've done. So it isn't the tiles that you'd find in standard, role centers. It's an actual graphical user interface that we've created within Business Central.
Nice. It's kind of like your own dashboard, right? And it's
It is, and
tailored
that's
to that
exactly, it's a great way to
user.
call it. It is
Yeah.
a dashboard, but
Yeah.
it's a dashboard for customer service, for sales, for buyers, for purchasing, for warehouse people, for the engineers to pull up items and keep track of not inventory, but the actual particulars of an item. And we have a hyper
Mhm.
search that's also built in so that you can just type in a certain series of strings of letters and it'll find whether you're looking for an invoice, whether you're looking for a quote or looking for a spec sheet. Unispan can bring it together.
That's pretty cool. And you mentioned that Make My Day. What is that exactly?
Okay, make my day. That's part of the Liaison Central. And what it is a series of predefined criterias. So let's say, for example, and I'm going to say, envision that you're inside of Microsoft Outlook and you're looking at your
Yeah.
calendar, because that's what Liaison Central looks like. It looks like your calendar in a horizontal method.
Great.
So make my day as you click on it. And if you're in the accounts receivable, it'll say, show me my 10 most outstanding invoices, or who are my worst offending customers that haven't been paying. If you're in sales, show me any orders that might not ship. So it's using criteria, and instead of creating a follow-up in your planner to call somebody, it's
Yeah.
saying you should call these people because they're delinquent
Yeah.
or they're really delinquent. And it
Yeah.
surfaces these items. And then from there, you can convert it into a follow-up. Say, okay, well, I called them. They said the check's going to go out next week. So you can change the date on this Make My Day entry and say, okay, I'm going to follow up next week. And so you
Yeah.
just change the date.
Yeah,
Right. And all
exactly.
those notes are
Yeah.
actually being retained in the actual
Hmm.
follow-up card.
Oh, that's cool. So it's kind of giving you a quick list on the fly based on
It
today's
is.
data.
Exactly. And so
That's
based upon
cool.
what role you are in the company, there are Make
Yeah.
My Day criteria predefined for you based upon, oh, I'm a sales. So those
Yeah.
Make My Days are going to be what a salesperson might need to know, not just to call up somebody, but it could be an
Hmm.
icebreaker. These people haven't ordered in 9 months. So it'll show you all the people that haven't ordered in 9 months. You're telling the system, fill up my planner with something to do. So, and that's what a
Yeah.
Make My Day is. Yeah.
Prioritize my day. Yeah, make my
Yeah.
day. That's pretty
Pretty
cool.
much.
I like that.
Yeah.
And this is all not, it's kind of new in that it's part of Business Central and it's kind of utilizing that same kind of concept
Well,
stuff
it's
that
almost
you started with, right? Back in the
it's
day. You
variation
said,
without having to subscribe to AI.
yeah,
It's built into the
yeah,
system itself. So you don't need to have like a Copilot subscription. Yeah.
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 Nice. And you said that this is available through only through a Microsoft Marketplace or what
That is
used to be
correct.
called AppSource, but we're now calling it Microsoft Marketplace.
Right. Yeah.
How would a partner get a subscription?
Oh, you would just go to the app source to Liaison, and then you'll pop up with the two, the Liaison Unispan and the Liaison Central. We're there. They can download it. We also recommend if if they're a reseller, to give us a call, and we operate through multi-party offers, private offers, so that they can go ahead, they enter their prospects, their customers in their partner center, and then they recommend, try to, download Liaison, let us know what you think, and then they get their cut from Microsoft, pays them directly their portion of the subscription, monthly or weekly.
Okay, so Microsoft's going to collect the monies on
Eh,
that
Oh
customer
yeah, it's all, and that's
subscription.
exactly, it's all
That's so
handled through
nice.
Microsoft. Yeah, so there's no third parties involved. It's, you're dealing with Microsoft directly. Your client deals with Microsoft directly, and then
Yeah,
when they register it, if they aren't going through a VAR, we ask them who their VAR is, and we notify the VAR because we want the VARs involved with everything.
of course. Yeah, I
The
remember.
training is so simple.
Yeah,
There is no training because it's reading the
yeah,
existing data. When they pull up the Liaison Central for the very first time, it's their user ID tasks, it's their user IDs. If they're a salesperson, it's their salesperson codes, opportunities, quotes. Everything is brought to them. You don't have to set up anything. The IT
yeah.
department, they will assign
Well,
the
that's
user
cool.
license to
That's
the employee, and that's it. Then they're off and
very
running.
turnkey.
It's extremely turnkey, and that's the thing that
Yeah.
we wanted to get rid of. There isn't a lot of time when you buy applications, you have to go through this onboarding process. We don't
Mhm.
have any onboarding fees. There's nothing. Your data, it's just
That's
presented nice dashboard WorkSat
Yeah.
planner. Yeah,
Yeah,
unified.
right. Quick list, whatever you want to call it. That's
Yep,
but
yep.
that's so
But
Unispan is the key to that kind of
it's the
unified interface.
dashboard. Yeah, it's the
So
dashboard for the
Unispan.
Liaison. So Liaison Central is a dependency. So in order to have Liaison Unispan, you need to have
Okay.
Liaison Central. So Liaison is licensed per person. Liaison Central is licensed per tenant. So,
Okay. So you need a
and
tenant subscription and a
right.
subscription for the
Tentatively, right
user.
now, we've priced it at $99 a month for the Liaison Central. And then we're still working on the pricing, but it's going to fall
Yeah.
somewhere between $8 and maybe $11 per user, depending upon
Okay.
if you're going to go month to month or on an annual buy
Yeah.
after 30-day trial. So,
Always cheaper on an annual basis, right?
always is, yeah.
So, well, nice. And I don't think I have really heard of any other ISVs doing multi-party offers through Microsoft. And so you're kind of my
Relatively
first one
new.
I know of
Yeah.
anyway.
It's
So,
relatively new. We've been, wow, starting the process back in January, setting this whole thing up. And right now,
okay.
Liaison Central and Liaison Unispan are in certification with Microsoft right now. And we had a long meeting yesterday with our ISV success member. It's really exciting, and I can't wait
Yeah.
to get going. I can't wait to have the Business Central community actually
Yeah.
get their hands on it and see it. And if there's any resellers out there that want to get a pre-release, we're aiming for June 15th for a pre-release where they can get it in house and check it out themselves. And if they have any demos that they have some
Yeah.
interested clients, we're ready today for a demo, through our
Yeah.
remote.
Do a demo now so you're familiar with it. And you mentioned at the beginning there's a 30-day free trial that'll be available through the marketplace. So
That's correct. Yeah. So
that,
it's a
that's
no,
awesome.
very low risk. Just download it, love it, get that subscription going, and if you have any ideas you don't love it, let us know. We'll make you love it. We'll fix it. We'll do something. We'll change it. We'll
Yeah,
make it.
yeah. I mean, I feel like you have been taking feedback and probably also working with Microsoft too, right? They're probably
Yes.
giving you a lot of insights on what
They've been
they've seen
great.
that's been
Yeah.
successful. So that's good.
Yes, they've been great.
Um, yeah, yeah. And just to kind of circle back, is there any other new trends you're hearing about? I know it's been a little while since we did a interview on the
Yeah.
podcast, but what other trends are you seeing with your,
Well,
your connections?
yeah, well, the migration, of course, from on-prem to the cloud,
Yeah,
that's one, and that's why we're we're going along with the trend, and that's with with the excitement over the Liaison
sure.
Unispan and Liaison Central is, but also we I think we talked about it earlier, the printing, you're being disconnected from your printers, so we're allowing customers to keep Liaison Messenger server on your server. You're connected to the printers. We'll print for you. You just print to your normal process in Business
Yeah,
Central. We get the print stream. We'll email it, and then we'll also print it locally. There's no two steps. There's no subscriptions for that. It's
yeah,
it's it's an on-prem application, and we can handle all the
yeah.
printing needs
I can
locally.
think of something anyway, like a universal print driver, right? So this
And
could
it'll
be,
work if you have universal print. It'll do that too, and it also adds
yeah,
on. I mean, you can have data storage on your Dataverse or in your local SQL server, and you can still utilize if you're still running SSRS reports or even Crystal reports, because we work with any accounting system. Messenger can call those past the actual parameters from the actual document and trigger other applications. Print it and attach it to the source document, and no one's printed anything. Messenger's doing
slick.
all the printing and the creation of the documents and the merging and the distribution.
Yeah,
And they'll send a recap report back to the sender of what went
yeah.
out. So it's cool
So
stuff.
it went out. Yeah, that's the other thing is, did the system send it? Do I have a
Yeah,
copy
and
of
that
that
well,
email?
that's what the recap reports after every script
Yeah,
that gets run. You can have it go to a
yeah,
specific person, and and if they're and again, if you have like SL, AX, still we also work with them as well. Yeah. The
nice. Well,
market's changing. The market, we're trying to stay up with everybody.
ahead of everyone too. So,
Right.
well, just to wrap up, and what are you seeing that's kind of the main reason or primary reason that partners or customers come talk to you?
Well, we solve. I don't know, it sounds like not bragging, but it's sort of like they have very odd requirements that are associated with documents. We had a
Yeah.
longtime customer, we were talking about it earlier. This is actually an intact customer, but one of the things that Liaison Messenger does, it does polling of the data. And we would automatically send out unprinted invoices or POs on a scheduled basis, so nobody has to initiate, print all the invoices or print all. Well, they lost that ability when they went up to intact. And so they
Oh,
dropped off support, and about 3 months later, they called us up again and says, unfortunately, we can't automatically send out our invoices. We have to have somebody sit there and print the batch or print, and we
oh
can't do this
no.
automatically in the middle of the night. So is there
Yeah.
anything you can do? Well, EDD allows you to create scripts, and you can run PowerShell scripts, you can run a basic script, we can call that application. We also have an API that we're a RESTful API.
Yeah.
We grab their data off their Dataverse, their SQL, and then we recreated the forms out of Intact. It wasn't Intact's forms, it was our forms, it was Intact's data, and then we sent everything out again, and they were back and back automatically.
Back in
The
business.
IT department loved us because they were spending so much time trying to automate manually this
You're like
process, and then we got it running in about
crazy.
two weeks.
Yeah.
So so it's,
Yeah.
but
So,
people call us when they
okay.
have problems with documents, when they want to
Yeah.
automate things, and that's what we specialize in. Automation
Well,
of the.
it's not only automating documents, but attaching other things, like
Oh,
could be
absolutely.
not ERP documents or reports. It could be
Or
other things
encryption. We were
too.
talking about HIPAA earlier, and
Yeah.
a lot of our clients are in the healthcare, and they have to send out documents that contain employee information. Well, you can create encryption routines with our messenger. We allow you
Yeah.
to apply encryption, and so when those documents are sent, we'll ping someone's telephone is with the code, like a two-factor authentication. It says, here's your documents, here's your code, and not even the sender can see it, only the recipient.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's
so
encrypted.
they
So
get that security that they need of those documents, and yeah, to meet
absolutely.
those requirements. So yeah, I feel like you're right. The kind of the reason they come is they have a unique need like that.
Right.
I got to send
And
out something
QR
with a document with security, and
and
so
with QR codes too. We also add
yeah.
QR codes. So if you want to
Oh,
have data triggered by a QR code, we can embed the QR code on the actual document before it's sent. And if they receive it in a PDF file on their telephone, it's pretty hard to scan a QR code while it's already on when you're looking
yeah.
at it. So we do a click or scan. You can hit it with your thumb, and then that QR code will trigger as if you were scanning the QR
As
code
if you.
with your phone
Oh,
on a
okay.
document. Yeah, so those are a
That's
lot.
really
We have
handy.
Oh yeah, we have people that are using it for packing slips. So they have
Oh,
codes. So we'll put like 5 QR codes on a form. We'll stagger them because you can't get the scanner too close to the QR code. We have customers that are putting the QR codes into the body of their packing slips. So the QR code is the item number and inscription. But what we had to do is we had to stagger it because you get a QR code too close together and you try to scan it, it doesn't know which one you're scanning.
yeah.
So we were very clever. So we did a left right. So left QR code, right. And so we took
Oh,
GP's data. GP couldn't do this. So we were alternating their data left and right with the QR code. They would scan it, print out the label, slap it on a box, and off it goes. But that's how they use QR codes at this one company, multiple
yeah.
QR codes on one form. But there's so many different things that if you need, oddball things to go with your forms, and you can't do it
Great.
manually, give us a holler. Pretty cool things.
Yeah. You'll know when you need a liaison messenger
Yeah,
for really unique situations.
yeah.
So
And now one of our
yeah.
customers is the same. We have, and the thing is that the product is very malleable. It's scriptable. It's, they can, every script is different. Every one of our customers, we've got over 1,200, 1,300 customers. Everyone is
Yeah.
different. Everyone is different.
Yeah.
But it was needed, and it had to do something to do with documents.
Yeah. Well, great. Thank you for going over all of the news at Liaison Software. Well, thank you, Jeff, for being part of this ISV Talks episode and coming back to tell us what's new. And thank you for being on our episode today.
Well, thank you, Carol, and thanks for the invite back. It's always great to see and great to talk with you. And if anybody wants to, check out our new product for Liaison Unispan or Liaison Central or Liaison Messenger for that matter, give us a call at, 1-800-811-4618, or you can visit us on the web at www.liaisonsc, or just send us an email at sales, SALES, the at symbol, liaisonsc.com, and we'll glad to give you a demo and show you what we got, and hopefully give us a call.
Yeah, I'm excited to see a demo of the product, so I'll be looking forward to that. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today on this update from Liaison Software, and I'll see you on the next episode of ISV Talks. Bye, friends.
Bye bye.